Working on my second video here on YouTube. Just got started at the Hualapais behind Kingman, Arizona, where I'm from pretty much. People don't realize how awesome it is actually back here. I was here a few times when I was in high school, and came up a couple weeks ago with my buddy Ryan on his UTV so I could get familiar with this area. Well, before I went and did a 22-mile hike, which is what this will end up being when I'm done. Possibly 30 if I end up doing this last little run, which I probably won't realistically. There's a lot of hills I'm going to be climbing. And as you can see behind me, this is just, I'm only a mile in. And I filmed a little bit on the way up the mountain to here, but I also was breathing as if I was about to die, so I figured I would just make another one here. But anyways, figured I'd come this way. I'm helping my buddy tomorrow. It's Tuesday morning before Halloween, and he is needs me to do some drone footage for him at this place called Gold King Mansion, which is a real popular place for locals out here. It's made in 1929, and it was used to get people to invest in the mine, I guess, and it's all abandoned now, so there's a lot of videos about it on YouTube. And also, of course, because it's an old abandoned building, everybody thinks it's haunted. So I love haunted crap, so I'll probably spend the night in there, just because, I guess. I don't know, I love that type of stuff. When I travel the country, I make it a point to stop at different haunted places and all of that, so we'll see how that works out. I gotta tackle another hill, so don't want to die on camera. So I'll be doing a lot of filming. Okay, bye. Well, I made it up here to the peak. As you can see, it's a pretty good view. A lot of beautiful area up here. Sorry, I have to keep my face there. I can't see where it's filming, unless I do. If you look way out there, somewhere out in this region is where I'm headed. And at this point, I'm just glad to be to the top of that hill. I think I almost died twice, or at least my life flashed before my eyes, so possibly died. More than likely didn't, though. But anyways, there's going to be a lot of cool scenery on this trip, so hopefully I'll get a bunch of that. And on the AZT, which, you know, anybody who's watching this video knows that my whole reason for doing all this, other than to lose weight, is to tackle the Arizona Trail, the beautiful 800 miles through Arizona, which I will be starting sometime in March or April. My buddy's graduating from the Army at the end of March, so that might push my start date back a little bit. But that's okay. I'm being from Arizona, the heat doesn't bother me, so I'd rather go when it's hot than when it's cold. Not hot, like not in the middle of the summer, but as you hike from the south to the north, the elevation gets higher, and so as you hike, it gets warmer, or cooler. So the later in the year I go, the better. And so many other people start in March, and I kind of like to be on my own, just do my own stuff. So I don't want to, run into, I don't know how many people. I don't think there'll be hundreds of other people, but definitely might be dozens of other people. And I don't want them judging my speed or my pace. Although, I have no problem doing 20 miles a day, but I don't know if I can do 20 miles a day on a little path going up a hill, a lot of rocks and a lot of terrain. My proven 20-mile days are basically on roads and fairly flat surfaces, so today will be a good indicator of what I'm capable of doing going up and down these hills. So anyway, it doesn't seem to be a problem yet, so even though I'm a fat guy, I I typically have more energy than most do for some reason. So anyways, there's gonna be some good pictures I'll take up here in a little bit. So before I got started on this trip, my buddy Ryan, who dropped me off up here actually, he told me the Wild Cow Campground's you're not gonna go buy it. And I was arguing with him. I'm like, yes, of course I'll go buy it. I was looking at it on satellite map, and anyways, so now I'm here and I've done a lot of climbing, but Wild Cow Campground is down this way in this general area. So the moral of the story is he was right in that I'm not going to go buy it because I'm not going to walk down that long ass road so that I can see some trees, which I've already seen before, and then walk up the same hill. So the moral of the story is that one's a draw, my friend. We both won. I'm right there. I could throw a rock and hit somebody there, but I don't want to go down there. And although there are bathroom facilities there, so that would have been nice, but I don't need it, so I am not going to stop there. I'm just going to stay up here on the side of the hill, and hopefully it doesn't descend or climb anymore. Actually, descents, let me see myself, descents are worse on my knees, so I'd almost rather be going uphill a little bit than downhill. I just did like a whole mile of downhill, and it was like, you know, when you go downhill and you're kind of look like a buffoon and you kind of sloppy running, well, that hurts your knees, or at least it does for me. I was 290 this morning, and then my bag was like 39, so that means I'm rolling around out here at 330. So the last thing I want to do is tick off my knees. I'm hoping that once I'm done with the AZT, before the AZT to be like 270, after the AZT to be like 240. And then after the AZT, I'll probably go and try to work for BNSF. They actually hired me one time, and then made me go all the way up to Nebraska, and then they're like, no, you're too fat, your BMI is too high. So it's one of the reasons I'm doing this too, so I could get on with BNSF. But anyways, it's so beautiful from up here. People have no idea, honestly. Probably, I don't know what it looks like. I can't hardly see the screen. So anyways, yep. About 4 miles in, I stopped in this camping area that's kind of part of that campground that I avoided earlier, so that I could just rest, because I've been going uphill down that way, and now I'm continuing up that way, and it might not look like it on camera, but it is uphill. But I wanted to point out, up here in the Hualapais we have, this is the trail, or the road I'm on is called 7101. And my buddy actually who dropped me off taught me this. If there's a letter at the bottom of it, then there's a camp spot in the direction of the arrow, which I guess in this case is that way. Which realistically, I'm really glad that's there, because I probably would have went that way if it wasn't there, because that feels like the direction I'm supposed to go in. But I had to adjust the torso on my bag because my shoulders started hurting pretty bad. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I think I need to bring the bag higher up. So now it's higher up, and I took my trekking poles off. I got them. Try to get my big ass up the side of this hill. Anyways, vlogging definitely makes the hiking a little funner anyways. Every once in a while to stop and get your mind off of how far you still got to go. But I truly enjoy this, being out here, you know, by myself. And you know, I don't even listen to music when I hike half the time anymore. And up here, actually, the reason I'm not listening to music this time is because yesterday I saw a video on Facebook of a bear up here. I don't know exactly if it was this part or what part, but this is more desolate than any other part, so my assumption would be they're just as likely to be out here as anywhere. So bears are on my top 5 of things I'm kind of scared of. Also sharks and poltergeists and rattlesnakes are on that list amongst others. But anyways, now I have to stop stalling and try to make it up this hill. Okay, bye-bye. Well, that's a scan of the, what I believe is the top. I've probably done 3 miles of going uphill. Stopped to talk to a hiker for a while. He was hiking, or not a hiker, excuse me, a hunter, hunting for bear. Or excuse me, I got bear on the mind, deer. And he was a really nice guy named Wayne, who lives off the grid, so he was cool, my type of guy. Anyways, just thought I'd check in because it gives me an excuse to stop for a minute. But golly, it's so beautiful up here. I mean, you could tell it's fall. I don't know if you could see those trees there, but it's just so beautiful up here. It's just amazing. People don't understand the beauty of up here. It's a lot better than sitting at home for sure. Anyways, where's the sun? I don't want my buddy sending me another sarcastic video. My buddy Seth and his family decided to make a spoof video of mine, talking about how I'm a idiot for having the sun behind me. But it was funny. I loved it. But I think I'm like 7 miles in probably. It's, I don't know, about 4 hours. Which normally I can cover a lot more than that in 4 hours, but this has been so much uphill. Kind of tiring me out, but luckily I'm in I'm in low gear, just kind of hauling away. I know I still got like 14 or 15 to go, so it should be fun. Anyways, waiting to find see if I run into any bear or anything. The hunter was telling me that there's definitely bear up here and he's seen them. So, I don't know, it seems kind of warm. It's like 70, but I guess I don't know. I'm sure they come out in all this anyways, so. But, anyways. Alright, I can't stall anymore. I gotta go back to hiking, I guess. Well, I was wrong. That wasn't the top of the hill, but I'm finally there. I can see better now. This is crazy, this view. Just... Actually, if you look, see if I can see it. Well, if you look over here, you can see the trail that I gotta do, and then it goes down there, all the way to over there, and then it does a little zigzag down into that part of the valley, and that's where I'm going. So just taking a break here. It's the first time I've actually like stopped and took my bag off. I feel so light without my bag on. I feel like a skinny person. Anyways, I don't even know if you can hear this one because it's so windy up here. The wind was a welcome thing because it was kind of getting warm. But anyways, that's 4 miles probably or something like that. So I gotta go over there, and then I might go beyond that because I have a stash over there. And yeah, I don't know yet. I have plenty of water for now, and I can always come back and get that later. But literally, I've just been going uphill all day long, trekking poles, uphill, like a goat, like a heavy goat. So now I'm ready for that. Just flat. So, anyways, I'll do a scan of this from the other side, so you don't have to look at me. Alright, so here's the wind's blowing me around here. You can see the trails right here, and it goes around that way, and then let me see, all the way through here, all the way right across there, all the way down, up on those over there, and then it comes down over there. So, and then down there, if you can see, let me see if I can focus in. I haven't tried this. If you look down there, there's a trail in this area right here. Anyways, I think that's the trail. I don't really know for sure, but I'll figure it out when I get there. Well, that's the valley that Gold King Mansion is in. Just on the other side there. So I'm probably like 7 miles away at this point. Pretty tired. Tried to eat something because I was getting lightheaded. And honestly, I have no wanting for food. So I literally choked down these bars just for calories. And so, you know, eating is going to be an issue on these long hikes because, you know, I know it's kind of sounds like a good thing when you're a fat guy, but you have to eat. You know, I burned so many calories. Literally 5 of the 10-ish miles I've done have been just uphill. I mean, my calves are on fire, but I keep going. So, anyways, up there pretty soon. I'm still going uphill, by the way, but up there I'll be turning eastbound to go down into that valley. So it's absolutely beautiful, though. I'll tell you what, it's better than being at work. It'd be better if my kids were here, but I don't know if they could hang for, you know, 20 miles or whatever. I had to turn off my mile counter because my phone was dying, and I'll be out here for 2 days, so I don't really need to be dealing with that type of issue just in case there's an emergency or vlogging or whatever. So I listened to music for a few minutes, but I got bored with that. Other than that hunter, I've seen nobody. I spent a lot of time with him. I spent like an hour with the guy, and he even walked with me a little bit so that I didn't scare off any of the deer that he was hunting for, so that I kind of let him, you know, well, I was talking kind of loud, I'm sure, but cool guy from New York. But anyways, yeah, so just using this time to not walk. As you can see, I took my sweater off. Even though it's kind of chilly up here, I was just weighing me down, even though it's still with me. So the other dilemma I have is I don't think I brought enough water because I have to use water to cook my food. And I actually had like 120 ounces because I have my reservoir, and I have my bottles of water I have on my side. And I just realized this is out, like really close, it's sucking air. And then I put a bunch of Pedialyte in my other bottle. So that's not very good, but it's nice to have, I guess. So I'm down to like 23 ounces. I do have a gallon of water that I've hidden up here for an emergency because I knew I was going to be hiking up here. The downside is it's getting late in the day, and I have to go a mile past my turnoff and a mile back if I choose to do that. So I have my Sawyer water filter. So I'm hoping down here there's some water. Has rained recently. So kind of a crappy bet, but I can survive one day with, I mean, I'm not gonna be doing a bunch of hiking tomorrow. I'll get picked up at Gold King, so as long as I get there and get some food in me, I'm not gonna die, I don't think. And hopefully there's water down there anyways, and I have my Sawyer filter so I can fill everything back up. So anyways, here I go, going down there, then down there. Here we go.